Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Green Dragons Gaming Club. Without us, they never feel like winners. Without them, we couldn't look so good. We're based out of Westchester, Pennsylvania, out just outside Philadelphia. If you're in Northeast Maryland, Southern Delaware, Northern Delaware, I'm sorry, Northern Delaware, South Jersey, Allentown, Harrisburg, of course, Philadelphia. Do me a favor, reach out to me. We're a good, friendly gaming group. We meet once a month as a large group. Every Thursday is Ninth Age. And it's more important that we turn around, we have fun, we get to play with our little toy soldiers, and, just rest, relax, and play the game. Not saying we're not competitive, because we are, but at the same time, we enjoy playing the game more than winning the game. So I went down to Baltimore this last weekend, and I had a blast. I met some of the best players I've played really ever so far, and just such a great group. I only had one stint with a person. That's because I couldn't hear the guy. It was so loud in there, and I felt so bad. And it wasn't this player, but he had laryngitis, and it's like, hello, and I felt bad because it's like I couldn't hear him. He wasn't understanding what I was saying, and it just. But that was the worst of it. And afterwards, we went outside. We had a beer. I mean, that's it. And then it was like, hey, let's go. It felt like I was playing in my own basement, and that's to me. That's the style tournament you want to be at. The one where it's fun, you guys are easy going. It's you're playing by the rules, but and you're well skilled. And at the end of the day, you have a beer, win, lose or draw. You had a good time. So at Battle Cry, I got to play Phil K. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say his last name just in case he doesn't want me to. Phil K. Down there, and again, my name is Mark, Sir MC 2015. Down there, this was game 4. This is on table 3. Because I just had my huge crushing defeat from Demons. He had a massive victory that propelled him forward. And I don't know. I like his list. I want to show you his list here in just a moment. Well, Phil, who originally did actually work on the Dwarves, he went dark. He went down the dark side. He is now playing the Warriors of the Dark Gods. Versus Dwarven Holds. It was such a good game, such a fun game. I can't say enough. And here's his list. So please flip through. He's got only 2 characters, both of which are both on mana cores. And let's see. He's got 3 characters. He's got the BSB as well. He's got 2 big blocks of knights. He's got the battle shrines, so it's -1 to hit anything there. He's got the little warhounds. Feel free to pause the list to turn around and examine it and do what you want with it. Here's my list. Again, feel free, those of you who watch my other games, this is my basic list. Really hasn't changed much. So it's standard deployment, and we're playing Breakthrough. No, this isn't Breakthrough. This is we have to nominate units. What's that called? Capture standards. So I turn around. I have that one far unit of vanguarding 10 warriors. He did not choose that unit. He chose my 10-man unit of handgunners. He chose my 10-man unit of warriors, and he chose my spears, thinking he was going to get all 3 of those units. And he only has 3 scoring units, so knights, and knights on foot. He has that huge unit of Chaos Warriors. There are his 2 mana cores. Now, if you look to see where my organ guns are, and he said, why didn't you put them up on the hill? First off, I wanted the handgunners on the hill. I wanted the organ guns as close as possible to really drive him back. And I used the organ guns as a threat, so he didn't want to come out and play with the rest of my army. And that's it. So I turn around, we place. He ends up then dropping, I think, everything, or he just dropped everything right from... Oh, no. This wasn't standard deployment. This was counter thrust. So we had to stay 18 inches away from each other. I had more drops than he did. He won the roll-off. He went first. And that's it. So he moves up as such. And at this point, I'm looking to see what he's got and where it all is. I try chaffing up his dogs as best as I can, and then I chaff up the dogs there in front of his unit of knights, and that's it. Let me show you that picture. So here's the next picture. You see me chaffing him up, and meanwhile he's hiding his manticores. They're either outside of range or they're hiding behind that impassable piece of terrain away from the organ guns. One has a 4-up regen, the other one has the, I think it has a 4-up ward, but has a 2-up against flaming. So he's hiding. He's just going straight. He's ignoring the right-hand side of the board, being the unit of 10 warriors, junior, and the rangers. Let's see. Yep, that was it. So he turns around, he charges me. I stand and shoot. I don't think we checked the measurement, but I remember standing and shooting against the dogs. I blew the dogs off. He then charges in his warriors into the handgunners, and the handgunners flee. And yeah, that's it. He actually is. I don't remember if he charged my warriors up at the top of the screen or not. But he did charge Junior over there with his Battle Sphinx, because after he turned around, it's like, oh, Battle Sphinx isn't affected by the -1 to hit. I got 2 organ guns that are going to start looking at me soon. So he turned around and threw that evil critter over towards towards him, and that's it. So Junior stays. He does. I think he even fails to wound me. This combat, I put 1 wound on him, and that's it. During my turn, I charge in. Now he got a spell off. He got that Spirit of the Wood, I think, or whatever it is that causes all terrain, including open terrain, be dangerous terrain 1 and 2 and -1 to hit. So I did not charge him with my Deep Watch. I charged him with the spears instead, and the spears had -1 to wound on them. I charged in with Junior. I have charged in with the the 10 unit of great weapons into the flank of the warrior unit, because I wanted to hold that thing up. I rally my handgunners, and that's it. That's all I got going on. Oh, during his magic phase, he turned around and he got off to Tamic Summons. I have Devouring. I don't think I've said it once during this entire tournament. I ate that spell as soon as he cast it. He cast it. It came up. He moved during his turn. He moved it forward. He failed to reach it. So let me just go back a few picks here. So he turns around and it was at least a 10-inch, almost 11-inch on 3 dice for random movement to get into the organ gun, and had his unit of warriors actually been able to reach the handgunners and blow them up, we would be talking a different game right now. We really, really would. Unfortunately for my opponent, both I again, I should have had the Rangers over there to help chaff. Kudos to my opponent, and he failed both charges, and that really saved my bacon. And because of that, that's what allowed now this counter charge. Now it was a far long bomb charge. It wasn't like he needed 6s or 5s. He needed to actually turn around and get at least an 8, if not a 9, which is still above average. He failed that charge. I got in there with the 2 of them, and that's how that combat looks. I charged his dogs, and by the way, these are Warriors of Dark Gods. Everything there is basically custom built. Kudos to Phil. Oh my god, I love his army. I absolutely love his army. I with the players, what they were putting up there at this tournament, I was ashamed to put my army on the table with half of these armies. Some very skilled individuals. So over here, for this combat, I ended up doing wounds to him, and he does a couple wounds back to me, but that's it. I killed the dogs with the warriors, and I tried to overrun into the knights behind, and I miss. I just didn't have enough legs on them. And let me go back. Let me go back. I know why I took that picture. During shooting phase, see what's up on the hill. See what's missing from the hill. His general, he placed it on the general, his general up on the hill. He had it perfectly set up for a flank or counter charge, and he couldn't do it. The big reason why is he was just in range. I have two organ guns. One has flaming, one doesn't. The one that didn't have flaming, because he thought he didn't care about the other one. The one that didn't have flaming turned around and ate him. I rolled 20 shots to hit. I felt so bad, and he couldn't make his armor. He couldn't make his ward. It ate him alive. Um, so now I'm pushing up. He let's see. He does a combat reform and is now facing Junior and the Warriors. This is his face. He charges in his knights into those that simple 10-man unit. And that's all he did so far. He beats my 10-man unit, but he didn't kill them all the way. Junior's still there, even though he killed all the warriors. I think he put maybe one wound on him. And let's see. During my turn, I turn around. I kind of start boxing in that big unit. And if you notice, there aren't any knights on the board anymore. Or there is a unit of knights. They're all the way back behind the 1 mana core. And Junior is still there on the board. So what happened was I charged him with my spears. Let me go back a bit. They have Swift Strike because they're close to the king. So they charge into the horses all the way on the long side. Because if he ran, he's off the board. I charge his other unit knights with a deep watch. He flees. He flees from my center through his center, puts him actually bouncing through his lord over there, his magic user on the mana core, and that's why they're now on the other side of that. And there's Junior, and Junior finally dies his turn. He turns around and he moves like this. He puts his BSB on the closest side to the knights because the knights are within 12 inches. Then he declares a charge. He declares a charge into the handgunners. Well, handgunners flee. Might as well run for the races. He turns around. He catches the handgunners. So I bounce back to that pitch. So the handgunners flee. He catches them because I only ran like 4 inches. But now it put his BSB too far away from the knights. The knights turn around. They fail their leadership test. They run off the board. That now puts that big unit of Wasteland Warriors right in front of my 2 organ guns. So this is a couple combats later. And the 2 organ guns opened up and whittled them down to 3 warriors and his BSB. That's all he had left. My engineer had turned around and fled from a charge, so that put him into the organ gun. So this is now his overrun from one organ gun into the other. Here's my turn. I'm closing the gaps on him, and I do a charge with a deep watch after he blows up my organ gun. Or they flees. Then my engineer turns around and declares a charge. Because they were already fleeing, that puts him off the board. And that's it. All he has left is that character. I even have a single remaining warrior from the Great Weapon Team unit in the woods. I've got 1 junior flying around in the back there. I've got my spears. It just didn't go pretty for the Warriors of the Dark Gods. But again, let me go back to that one picture. That was a good key moment, but I don't think that was a game turner. I really didn't have much to fear. I fell from his lord between my combat characters and the spells I had up. Let me keep going back. Where is it? Yep, this is it. Had he turned around, had he gotten his totemic summons into the 1 organ gun, had he remembered to do his breath weapon into the organ gun. There was a chance he could have killed the organ gun. Not a good chance, but still a chance. Had he made that charge from the Warriors into the handgunners, there's a chance he could have made it. Ugh. That's all I can say is he had a chance. But that's the way luck are. It was a slightly above average on all the rolls. And because of that, this is what ended up happening. It was a 20-0 Dwarven holds victory. Carl was a great opponent to play against. He was very, very fun. Um, he's local from me, and we're definitely going to get together. You'll start seeing his name pop up on my battle reports a little bit more. Definitely looking forward to that. For me, MVP, it's Wasteland Warriors. They did the most to me. They took out most of the unit of Great Warriors, Great Weapon Warriors. They took out the organ guns, and that there is a good bit of points right there. A real, real good bit of points. And that was it. Oh, and he couldn't overrun after he killed that second war machine because it was during my turn, and he failed to, or no, whatever it was, he failed to kill it in one turn, so he had to stay there. And that's it. And for Dwarven Holds, the Vengeance Seekers. Vengeance Seekers for which point? There were two reasons why for Vengeance Seekers. That one there, holding up that unit of warriors as long as it did for as many combats as it did, allowed me to get everything else back and repositioned. And the other Vengeance Seeker, where's that other pick? Right there for holding up his, I love the models, holding up his shrine. What is that thing called? It is a battle shrine. By holding that thing up, not taking any wounds, or even if who cared if it took a wound or two, just holding that up allowed me to turn around and get the counter charge and really set him back up. That's it. Any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to post them. Until that next time, happy gaming.